if you have been here for the last couple of hours, this is the perfect next step to do after, because we went through all the speedrun Ethereum challenges, Scaffold-Eth, and this is going to be at least an introduction to go deeper into Solidity and security and more advanced concepts. So just to give a little bit of context, capture the flag games, I think the first time that someone played was 30 years ago in the Defcon cybersecurity conference. Basically, it's like a challenge game with different levels where you have to capture this flag. This flag used to be like a password or like a text string, and it could be anything. It could be like a file into a server that you're not supposed to have access, so you have to hack it and go inside and get the password. Or it could be like a database row, and you maybe do like a little bit of like SQL injection to get that flag. It got really popular. And I think it was because, I don't know, there's something on our brains that when you know that there's like a challenge, there's like a door that you are not supposed to cross, and then, you know, your brain just like tried to do it, and it's like a gamifying experience. And I personally love it. And I think when you learn to break things, you get like a deep knowledge of the thing, right? Imagine that you have like a physical device. If you know how to disassemble it, put the pieces out, put the pieces in again, maybe tweak a little piece. If you know how to do that, you probably have like a deep understanding of the thing, right? So I put some examples here. Some of them are super like classic, like over the wire or the Boogie web application. And also we have like, some good ones on Ethereum, like Ethernaut is a classic, then vulnerable DeFi, capture the Ether, and of course, Belgild's CTF. This is something that we created for last year DEFCON in Thailand. So we have like a bunch of people playing in teams. We have like a big leaderboard in the screen. It was great. The thing is that, funny story, we planned for 3 hours. I think the first 2 teams, they did it in 30 minutes, which was a bit scary. You know, we were like, oh, these people I might be cheating. But no, like the reality was like they were doing that for a living, and it was interesting. But I think only, how many? I think probably 5 or 6 teams finished. But you know, now the thing that we did is after DEFCON, we put this on a website, so anyone can play it at home, you know, at your own pace. Yeah, I will show you them online, but it's ctfbelgild.com. Yeah. So a little bit on the game dynamic. There are basically 12 challenges, increasing in complexity. At the first few are like super easy, but then it gets complicated, you know, and you're going to learn a bunch of these concepts, like brute forcing, decompiling bytecode, learning about delegate calls, which are super scary. And all of these contracts are deployed on Optimism, but you can also play locally if you want, as we will see now. So in this case, one flag equals to one NFT. In this case, it's like a SVG NFT, which are my favorite kind of NFTs. Is like you just the contract return the SVG code. So if you take a look at the image on the left, you will see how it works. So we have like a central NFT contract, and the only allowed minters are each of the challenges, right? So challenge number 1 can mint like the NFT or the flag look like that, number 1. So basically you have to, the premise is you have to get your way around the contract to make them mint you an NFT. And yeah, we'll see that in a moment. If you are already an experienced developer, you can just go to the website and play. But if you don't have like a stack, we created like a Scaffold-Eth extension, which has a lot of like interesting tools that you can use to play. Everything you need to play the game. And yeah, let's go to the website and let's start coding a little bit. My hands are starting to get like, you know, I want to code right now. Stop talking. So yeah, let's see. Go to the, so this is the website, ctfbelgild.com. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to register. You can just go start, and you will be seeing the first challenge. So a challenge is basically like a description. In this case, it's like a lot of like text in here and some hints. And in this hint, you will see like the Scaffold-Eth extension that I was talking about. That this is what we are going to be using today. So for example, I can connect my wallet here. I created like a fresh account just for this. So I don't have any, as you can see here, I don't have any flags yet. So yeah, let's start with setting, because you could just, like I said, if you have your own stack already working, you can just go here to the contract address, go to Optimistic Etherscan, and check the contract out here, and you whatever you need to do to beat that challenge. But we are going to take a step back and use our extension. So you can click here. It's basically like a GitHub repo with some nice instruction. Like everything you need is here, like how to install it, how to run it, and like how to deploy a contract, how to run a script. All of that stuff is here. So you just need to take this command, go to the console, let's see, this, paste it, and yeah, this will install the Scaffold-Eth with the CTF extension. And I'm not going to do this. I did this before just to save some minutes. I choose hard hat, by the way, just to feed the haters a little bit. Okay, so let's go to Prague, CTF Prague, and then let's run the 3 magic commands. So yarn chain is going to spin like a local blockchain. If you are with hard hat, it will be like a hard hat, node. If you are using Foundry, it will be Anvil. Okay, then you are going to deploy all the contracts, and these contracts, when you do yarn deploy on a Scaffold-Eth, it's going to deploy all the contracts that you have on your Scaffold-Eth instance. And in this case, those contracts are all the challenge contracts, right? So the 1 to 12 contracts are going to be deployed locally. Oh, my computer is slow today. Linux, probably. Hello? Okay. You see, so all the contracts are being deployed. And the next thing you have to do, just yarn start, which is going to give you like a nice UI. And yeah, well, it's going to take a while. Yeah, it's loading. Let's take a look at the code. So if you open that folder, this is the instance of Scaffold-Eth. You will have 3 packages here, hard hat or Foundry, Next.js, and a scripts folder. So let's go directly to the contract, right? So if you go to the contracts folder, you will see all the contracts here. So challenge 1. And here we will see like the pattern that I was talking about before. So okay, take a look. This is the first challenge. Should be easy. So this contract only have one function, can register me, take some arguments, a name. The name needs to be, not empty. And then here we just like saving some data and emitting an event. And this is what I was talking about before, right? So each contract is talking with the central NFT contract, and it's minting. In this case, this is like basically the flag. This is 2, 3, 4. So in this case, it's 1, and these are the only ones allowed to mint an NFT. So, I mean, it's obvious. And anyone knows how to beat this challenge? What do you have to do here? It's just to call that function, right? You just have to, if you call that function register, that will already give you the NFT. And there's so many ways that you can. Let me disconnect this to get the partner wallet. Maybe like this. Yeah. Okay. So this is the UI that you get with the extension. Some explanation, some links, and this is the flag tracker. So you will see here all the flags that you are capturing. And again, this is locally, right? Like we are playing on hard hat. At any time, we can like switch to Optimism and just like play here, or playing against the contracts that are deployed on Optimism. So, okay, let's start. One of the good things about Scaffold-Eth is like this component, like the debug contract component, which gives you a nice UI for every contract that you have deployed. So it automatically reads the ABI and the addresses. So you see, this is getting all the challenges from hard hat, and you get like challenge 1, and you get all the like ABI functions here. In this case, register me, super easy. If I do like Carlos from UI, I will send it. Okay, I don't have any funds. Get it from the faucet. And I don't know if you know already, but this is like a partner wallet. This is something that the private keys stored in local storage, not very safe, but this is just for development. But you can also connect your MetaMask as we will do, or your wallet as we will do right now. So okay, we got the funds already. We are going to send the transaction, and that's it. Boom. Challenge 1 completed. But again, this is localhost. This is free, fake money. But what if we want to have it here, right? So again, multiple ways of interacting with a contract. Also, take, when you are doing this, I think take your time, right? Even if you are already solved this challenge, because it's really easy, like think about other ways that you can solve it, so you will learn a lot of things. For example, here, if we go to the challenge 1, and we will just one option will be click it, go to the verified contract in Optimistic Etherscan, and then going to write contract. And it will have a bit of not the best UI, but you could connect your wallet and call it the function here. If you want a better UI, you can use ABI Ninja, which is really cool. Something that we built at Build Guild. So for example, you can choose Optimism, paste the contract address, and then load the contract, and you get all the contract here. So I could connect my wallet here and just call it from here. So what else? So we could also do cast. If you have Foundry, I think there's something like cast, send, and then probably the contract address, then the RPC something, then the function signature, then the arguments. So you can basically call the function contract from the CLI. But what we are going to do, we are going to use a script, and that's where we have some example here. So I think we are going to use that. So if you go to the scripts folder, there's a example here. What it's doing is basically creating getting this is some logic to get your encrypted private key. I already imported mine, and here is basically getting the contract, right? So we have all the contract data already set up on the instance, so you can do challenge1.address or challenge1.abi. And once you have that, you just have to, we are using VM for the scripting, so you see we are calling the function here. So we are saying, okay, challenge1 contract, right, register me. I'm passing a Bob, but I'm going to say here Carlos from a script. And then, yeah, I want to change that too. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so what I did before the talk, I just imported my private key here, my dev account. So you can do yarn account. So let's see. It's going to ask for my password, I think. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't steal me. Okay, so you can see I have some Optimism balance, and it's 19F. So let's see if I have the same wallet connected here. Yes, 19F, right? So I'm on my local machine creating a script, and I'm going to test first, I guess, on hard hat, just to test if that works. So I'm going to go to my UI here. I'm going to connect my wallet. Let's see. Yes, that is the one, 19F, right? Yes. I'm going to get some funds, and you can see I don't have any flags right now. So I'm just going to cd into the script folder, and I'm going to do yarn tsx with pk. All of this is on the documentation too. And then I'm going to run example ts. So let's see what happens. It will prompt for my password, and then seems working. Let's see. Boom. Yeah, I go back here. I capture the flag, right? But from a script, which is really nice on hard hat. So now I just want to play the real game, right? On Optimism. So look at this. I just have to change the target chain to Optimism. You have to have some gas that I already have. So if I do this, it should do exactly the same, but on a live network. So let's see if that works. So that's the last block number. It seems it works. My flags. Boom. I have it. So as you can see, like the first challenge, super easy, but there are like so many ways to interact with a contract. So yeah, now let's move to the next one. Let's check it on here. Our challenge 2. Okay, I'll let you guys take a look at the contract and see if anyone has an idea on how to. So what is happening here? Like what's like the required? Any thoughts? So there is like this message sender and tx.origin. They're like globals from Solidity, and usually the message sender, I guess, is like the last entity that talks with the contract, and tx.origin is the one that originated the transaction, like EOA, right? So for example, if I try to call this directly from my EOA, from my MetaMask, it's not going to allow me because message sender is going to be equal to tx.origin. And we are requiring here to be different. So yeah, let's try that. If I go here, go to debug contracts, challenge 2, and if I, okay, just call me, I'm going to click it, boom, not allowed. Yes, why? Because the you know, message sender and tx.origin are the same, and we need them to be different. So the way to go about it is you will need to deploy a contract, and then that contract will call this contract, right? So then from your EOA, you will call a function in your contract that will talk to another contract, and then you say, okay, the message sender is like this contract, but the tx.origin is my EOA. They are different addresses, right? So then it will pass the check. So let's do that. Let's of course try locally first. I'm going to create a new contract here. I'm going to call it solution2.sol. Yeah. Oh, let's see. Yeah, this is the thing, right? With AI now, things get a little bit tricky. But I'm going to do it in a different way. I'm going to do like the old like interface challenge 2, and then that function, and then my contract is going to be contract solution 2, and then yeah, we are hard coding the address here. I don't like this. I'm going to do like argument. So yeah, challenge 2, that's good. So yeah, so if we deploy this contract, then I can call this function, passing the challenge 2 address, and then this will be calling the challenge 2 contract, right? So then that will hopefully bypass this check. So to deploy that, we have deploy scripts here. We have an example here. Let's uncomment this. Yeah. Okay, so I call it solution 2. Doesn't get like any arguments, right? It's like that. Okay, so in order to run it, you can do this. So you don't redeploy all the solutions. So let's do like yarn deploy. I think I have it here. Tag solution 2. So this should deploy my solution to. Okay, yeah, I'm on the wrong folder. This should deploy my solution 2 contract, and this will appear on the debug contract page. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. It's deployed. Let's see if it's here. It's reloading. Here is it, like solution 2, and then it just takes the address, right? So we are going to go to challenge number 2, copy the address, go to the solution 2 contract, and again, this is going to call the solution 2 contract with the challenge 2 address, and that's going to call this challenge 2 contract, and then that hopefully will bypass that check and mint the NFT for me. So let's see. Send the transaction. This is local. Let's see. Boom. flag 2 is there. And again, this is hard hat, right? So this is not aware of that. And in order to do that, it's like, again, super easy. Just have to do the same, but as like dash network optimism. And this will do exactly the same, like deploy the contract, but now not to a local chain, but to Optimism. So let's see if that works. It's deploying. Boom, boom, boom. It worked. So now I think, okay, the thing is that our front end is still pointing to hard hat, right? But that's like super easy. You can just go to scaffold config and say, okay, I want my front end to point to Optimism, right? So now if I go here and refresh, instead of saying hard hat, it should be Optimism. And if I go to the debug contract page, it should have all the live Optimism contracts. Let's see. This is something that we need to fix. Okay, OP, we are there, 19F, going to debug contracts. As you can see, all of these are on OP mainnet. So same thing, we go to challenge 2, grab the address, go to solution 2, paste it here, same process, but now in a live network. And if I do this, this should get me flag number 2. Let's wait. Oh, boom, already there. So yeah, as you can see, this is like a nice workflow. You are testing on localhost with fake money, with your Def or Banner wallet, and then once that is tested, you can just like point to Optimism and do it the same. I think we don't have much more time, but yeah, like I think, you know, this gets more complicated. You know, as you see, like these are like really easy, but you know, I think the moment that you go after, yeah, probably after 6, that gets really tricky. And if you beat all of them, I assure that you are going to have like a deep knowledge of Solidity. So let's see if I have something else here. Okay, maybe let me open this. So yes, so next steps would be, if this still sounds a bit scary to you, you're a bit lost, I recommend you go back to Ethereum and revisit some fundamentals and also get familiar with Scaffold-Eth. And then, you know, just go and try to complete the 12 challenges on your own. And after that, yeah, there are a lot of options, like I said before, like Ethernet, a lot of good content out there, like security related, and just like keep building and testing stuff, right? I think that a lot of us has been into this tutorial hell about just like reading or watching like you know, happy path videos. So the best way to learn is just like getting your hands dirty and build things. And I think I don't have anything else. Yeah, so thank you. And if you have like any questions, we'll be here for a while too, right? I mean, we have another thing with Austin now. But yeah, thank you very much to everyone. Any questions? No? Andrea, you?
Just as long as they know where to go.
Yes.
Yeah. Great. What's an average time that you see people finish the 12 flags?
So like in the, oh yeah, that's true. So the the average time of finishing the challenges, I mean, I think when we were in Thailand, I think only 6 teams finished. And you know, the most cracked developers finishing, it got like a team of 4 playing, and it was like 30 minutes, which is crazy. I mean, like the day before we were like testing in our hotel, just like, you know, testing if everything worked, and it took us like 1 hour to test everything with the solutions, you know, and these people do it in 30 minutes. So, but yeah, I don't know if you are doing that on your own at home, depending on your level. I think you can just like probably the first few challenges you can do them in a few hours, but then maybe a few weeks, if you just dedicate a bit of time every day, I think a few weeks you can like tackle all of them.
ABI Ninja. What are the possibilities with this tool, ABI Ninja?
The ABI Ninja, yeah. So you want to learn more about the ABI Ninja. So the thing is that imagine that you have a contract, but you don't have a UI for it. You just have you know that a contract lives on Etherscan, but you don't know where like the UI to interact with that contract. Because for example, you are on Uniswap, right? So you have all the Uniswap contracts, and you want an UI, right? And you go to Uniswap and you use it, right? But imagine that you don't have a UI for it. You only have the contract. So what ABI Ninja does is getting all the the information, the ABI from the contract, and it's create like a nice UI for you. So you have all the functions you see. For this, for example, is like the DAI stablecoin, and you get all the read and write functions here, and you can basically connect your wallet and send transaction to it. So it's like a UI for any contract on any EVM compatible chain. Thank you.